Half-Bloods, welcome to a very, very special episode of the Half-Blood Pod. We have your hosts, Scott and William, but we also have Barry from the Retold Podcast and Hunter from the Triwizard Tournament joining us for like the fourth time. I don't know. It's somewhere around there.
Lost count.
Yeah, I think I'm one behind Hunter.
Good call. Hunter's got his Triwizard versus William original throwdown, which was a blast. And you guys have been on for several drafts now. We basically exclusively have you on for drafts. And we have another draft tonight, which I'm very excited for. We've also had some good... William, is that you?
Yes.
Bush League. As long as it's you, that's fine. It's our podcast.
My dog's good boy. He's in here. He's not barking at all.
Hunter, how was your dog situation? I was about to say, long
Great.
time ago, I feel like it was a brand new dog, right? Like,
yeah,
one of our early
he was
videos.
a young puppy, brand new, but now he's chill.
You know how to train a dog, so that's good.
This dog just showed up. He was wandering around SeaWorld. We adopted him.
Is that a true story?
Yeah, that's where he was. He wandered into someone's yard, and he is well trained. That dog is nice. Remus, look at that dog.
That's a
He's
beautiful
very
dog.
well trained. Go to your place. And then he just goes
Wow, good
So
boy.
amazing.
No,
Just like Harry Potter.
But he's
Go under the stairs.
back to your cupboard.
Exactly. We have been having some fun with Barry on the Retold podcast, though. A couple weeks ago, you released the Jeopardy edition, which was a blast to listen to. It made me rethink like what we're doing, William. I was like, should we just be playing Jeopardy every week and that's all we post? Because it was so much fun to listen to. So
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I
Yeah, in like a
sincerely did.
week
It
or
was-
two, you'll be on the podcast.
Yeah, probably I'll enjoy that less as a listener than I did Jeopardy, but it was also good, also very fun. Love doing that. Hunter, what do you have going on? I think you're about to finish book 4 on your run of daily Harry Potter trivia.
Yeah, daily as in the days that I remember to post it when I'm not busy.
Good call.
Yeah, daily questions are coming up. We're 6 rounds into the House Cup this year, so we've got round 7 coming out July 1st. Hufflepuff is currently in the lead in
Hufflepuff
this
seems like it's
House Cup that
dominating.
we've got.
With no help thanks to me.
A little bit of help thanks to Barry. But we will probably have some redemption rounds, I believe, soon, and some heavy hitters returning at some point. William, I'll probably have you on to go up against a couple other round winners at some point this year. So
Bring me back for the stupid round, the consolation round.
Yeah, the loser round.
I'll go against Barry. Yeah, can I go against Barry?
We're both Hufflepuffs. We can't.
That is true.
Yeah. Dang it. I mean,
unless I do maybe like all 4 is 4 from the same house and you're just working together.
Hufflepuff is sucking so bad at one point they have to bring on.
We're in the
multiple
lead.
people
We are
to
dominating.
defend. Listen, I'm excited, but I don't think it's going to last.
Hey, we're halfway through the year. We'll see what happens.
I feel great. I mean, William obviously destroyed me, but, I got second. So I knew I was going to lose to William. I told Hunter I don't want to play. William's going to win, but he still made me play. I feel good.
And you did great.
You
I
hate
appreciate
losing
that.
more than you like winning.
That is a fact. That is a fact. And I enjoy other people losing more than I enjoy watching like winners win,
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I mean, it's not every year, but like, do I want UNC to make the Final Four or do I want Duke to lose in hilarious fashion? I might choose Duke losing in hilarious fashion every year. It's tough.
Yeah, losing to the Braylon Mullins shot is kind of, can't put a price
Yes, it
on
is.
that.
Exactly. It's glorious. Anyways, today we have a draft and I'm very excited. William and I just did our book ranking, where we ranked our books in top order. And the evolution beyond that is chapters. And we're going to do a chapters draft. I wanted to throw out some potentials here of what we might want to do. We set no rules as I introduced you guys to this. It's just completely subjective. What is a great chapter to you? And there's no other criteria. And that's what we're coming in with. I did want to ask if we should set some ground rules. First ground rule is, should we not be able to repeat books? If I pick something in book 7. Should that now be off my list?
I thought you meant like for all of us. I was like, there's not
I don't
enough
think so.
books for that.
I think
that would be
you
impossible.
should.
Good call.
I think you should just let it
Truly
ride.
free for all, no rules.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's where we're headed. I just wanted to throw some things out there.
I don't think you should be like, well, you picked a book 7.
Yeah, let's let it rip.
Let it rip. My favorite part of a draft is selecting the order, where usually we pull a question from the much needed book only ultimate unofficial Harry Potter trivia game.
Wait, what's that?
Yeah, great question, Hunter. It is a game for only the truest of Harry Potter fans that takes Harry Potter from movie only garbage to book only treasure, and it's a glorious thing inspired by William's brain, created by Harry Potter fans.
Wait, this is a game that you can buy? Where can someone buy it?
Hunter, great question. You can buy on Amazon. The problem is we're not allowed to use the word Harry Potter in the name, so you can search Harry Potter trivia and it does show up, but it doesn't technically say Harry Potter in the name. But if you search the much needed book only ultimate unofficial Harry Potter trivia game, it will still show up. You can also buy it on ultimateharrypottertrivia.com.
What if you made Harry Potter one word?
That's a good question. I don't know. My Cassie.
What if it
she
was
can edit this out.
Harry
Harry
P?
Potter?
Harry P.
Like when Floor says his name.
Harry P. We put like
Just-
wizarding trivia, I think is what we ended up like putting on there. But then we have like pictures of the game all over it, and everywhere it says Harry Potter. And
I don't know.
I just keep
Amazon's,
arguing with
like,
her.
Dumb. Like what?
Amazon is a little dumb, but they're also my marketplace. So just kidding, Amazon. Love you. They're always listening. I love you, Alexa. I don't think we have any functioning Alexas anymore. I think they all died. Never re-upped. So anyways, the much needed book only ultimate Harry Potter trivia game, good questions, Hunter, is usually how we do this. Unfortunately, Cassie is out and about, and we do not have her to ask a question for us. But I think we have a good way of doing it. And I'm going to go based on the winners.
I'm thinking of a number.
Yeah, exactly. No. The last draft that we did was our HP. It wasn't a draft. It was a draft, but it was our top 4, like, what adaptations do we want to see of Harry Potter stories? We had a blast. Barry was very creative. Hunter was kind of creative, and William was not creative, and I did amazing, and it was a really fun time. Hunter stole other TV shows ideas, which was cool. And
Yeah, they're great.
Barry went
I'm the
way outside
Weird
the
Al
box.
of television.
Did you say like the pit, but like at St. Mungo's or something?
Yeah.
But with wizards.
Also, Ted Lasso, but it's Quidditch.
Okay.
Just like a straight up muggle.
It's still Ted Lasso.
It's
Yes.
still Ted Lasso.
It's still Jason Sudeikis.
So
He's already in England. It's perfect.
So
I think the thing
On
that
that-
ticked me off the most about that draft was when I listened to the episode back. I remember like we were running long that episode, and I was the first to give my pitch at the end. So I was like, I'll just say what they are. And then Hunter like sold his during his pitch, and I was like, and then that's the clip that gets posted online for the voting.
I
I
know.
was like, well, no, he's gonna win for sure now.
It was just because my
Um,
picks were great. But carry on, Scott.
To that point, we did receive a whopping 37 votes on Instagram, which is way higher than the 13 we got on the Magical Creatures draft before that. So pretty exciting. 37 votes, and I'll go in reverse order. 2 people tied in last place with 8 votes, and that would be Scott and William. So William,
Let's
I guess
go.
we can fight to see who actually goes. I guess
I'll
the
go
winner will
last.
just
I'll
pick
go
the order.
last.
I guess the winner can pick the order. That's really what should happen.
Sure.
Barry received 10 votes in second place, and meaning our winner, Hunter, received 11 votes,
Oh my god!
barely eking it out. I need to check my wife's Instagram and see if she voted for you. If she did, very discouraging for me. But I also definitely really got last, William, because I definitely voted for myself with at least 4 different social media accounts. So I definitely got last.
You
did
gotta
not
create
vote.
more accounts.
I did not actually see the post, if that matters.
I was exactly. So that's why I'm last. You are third, Barry second, and Hunter is first by playing to the crowd and just talking about things they already know, like real TV shows. So congrats, Hunter.
If it works,
So
it
based on
works.
that, I was going to say just you get to go first, but really, as I thought about it, you pick the order, Hunter. What is our order?
I think I like the kind of that reverse order that we're going in.
Yeah.
Or that order. I'll take the first pick. I'm not scared.
Okay.
And then Barry, and then William and Scott.
Deal.
All right. This is exciting. And again, we're doing our favorite chapters. This is subjective. These are Hunter's favorite chapters. There is no criteria of XYZ. And the floor is yours, Hunter.
All right. Well, one of my favorite things about Harry Potter is the magic. And so I'm going to start with a chapter where we get to see a lot of the coolest magic in all of Harry Potter. I'm taking Order of the Phoenix, chapter 36, the only one he ever feared.
I knew this was going first.
For those of you who are not familiar, that is the Dumbledore versus Lord Voldemort duel in the Ministry of Magic.
Great answer. I mean, I feel like I love these drafts mostly so I can like make fun of people and be really mean.
Come on.
But I think
Let's hear it.
I think it's gonna be really hard to be mean in this because it's gonna be. I don't know if anyone's gonna pick like, oh, really that chapter? Like, I don't think that's gonna happen.
I don't know. I might surprise you.
Yeah, you're right, Barry. You're right. I shouldn't.
I actually think
Barry's a wild card.
Scott,
Barry's a
I
wild
think
card.
you will pick many that will have us scratching our heads.
You said that last time. Okay,
You
did
had a good
fine.
draft last time. Yeah,
Thank you.
it was much better than your magical creatures draft.
That is ridiculous. My magical creatures draft, I definitely won that. It was amazing. This chapter is amazing. I feel like, do we wish that like it was like 10 times longer? I feel like I commented to someone that
for
today.
sure.
Like, it's not long enough. It's Voldemort. It's the peak of magic, to your point, and like it's not long enough. But it is amazing, and it's not
You
just
find
magic.
out a way that you can block an Avada Kedavra
Yeah,
All
many
right.
ways.
Yeah,
All you need is
statues.
golden statues everywhere and a
and a
bird
phoenix.
that
Or a
and an-
phoenix,
and-
yeah.
yeah, an eternal bird. But it's also very emotional. Like the line where Harry just starts thinking of Sirius is, we need to do a saddest lines draft. I think that would make a top in there. Let me die
Isn't
so I can be with Sirius. Like, holy crap.
Yeah, isn't this the chapter where one of the coolest lines I think in the whole series is when Bellatrix says like, "You have to really mean it. Righteous anger won't hurt me," or something like
Yes,
that.
yeah.
Like such a sick
Never
line.
used Unforgivable Curse. Harry Potter.
Mhm.
That's a good one.
I'm just writing it down. That's a great pick, Hunter. So now officially the only one he ever feared is off the board. But again, everything else still on the board. And great first pick. The peak of peak.
Thank you.
And I believe that means Barry is second based on your order.
Fantastic. So
All right.
I had two chapters that I was like, these are first round. They're definitely getting picked. So I was so glad that Hunter picked me at second because one of them was definitely the only one he ever feared. First of all, that's a sick name. That is a sick
Yes, it
name
is.
for
Yeah.
a chapter.
Yes, it is.
That's probably the coolest name chapter, I feel like.
Yeah, it's not like the
uh,
duel. It's not like,
mhm.
yeah, it is. It is. a sick
Voldemort versus Dumbledore.
name. Yeah, exactly.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Exactly.
But no, the other chapter that I felt was in that same caliber was The Flaw in the Plan. The final chapter of the series, Flaw in the
That's-
Plan.
That's
I
one.
wanted it-
That's where Barry missed. Yes.
Yeah. I wanted it so much. So that's my
And
that's
Hunter
my
missed?
one. I'm taking
I mean,
that
Hunter,
one.
sorry.
I didn't miss anything.
Yes,
but
you
I love
did.
that
You
chapter
did.
so much because
It's
it
a good
like
chapter.
for first of all, so much happens in that chapter. Like it's not just one
Yes,
big
it's
event,
long.
but it's several different events. You get I love isn't that the one where it begins with them waking up, or like Harry waking up from King's Cross. So you got the crazy moment of Narcissa lying on Harry's behalf. You
Yep.
got Voldemort thinking he's won it all, and then the
Mhm.
utter the fear on his face when Harry's actually alive. I love too that whenever the school thinks that Harry's dead, they're like, Neville rallies them and says, "Let's keep moving. All right, just because we lost him doesn't
Dumbledore's
mean it's
army."
over. Let's
Oh,
keep
yeah,
rocking."
it's the best Neville moment.
Mhm.
For
Cutting
sure.
off the head on the snake, and then
Don't mind some
the
foul language, I guess.
"Not my daughter." All right, we see people just dueling back and forth,
Mhm.
and just the circling at the end of it, and then culminating. Oh, and Harry calls him Tom. Love it.
I know things you don't, Tom Riddle. Want to hear some?
Try
You
for a little
dare.
remorse. And then the ending of fixing the wand. that we didn't get in the movie. Love that.
Good call. Good
Love
call.
that.
It's a
So that's
great
my
chapter.
number one.
Great chapter.
Barry, you covered
All
it
right.
all. That was
Yeah,
Hunter's
that
mistake.
was
That's the one.
fantastic.
That's the one. If you're gonna choose yourself to go first, that's the one. Barry,
I was
Hunter
not going
blew
to
it.
go that one number one. Me personally, I'm
You're
with Hunter.
you're wrong too. Then Barry,
I
you
wouldn't
are
pick
the,
his
you and I
either.
are correct.
I just wouldn't have picked that one, even though it's perfect. I am going back and forth on what I'm picking next. I feel like no matter what I do, Scott's going to make fun of me. I could have picked the Flaw in the Plan. Scott would have been like, "You're an idiot and you suck."
Nope. That's the one.
No. But I don't know what everyone's. I have to go. I have to go with book 1, chapter 1. The Boy Who Lived. I
Follow
don't know.
your heart, King.
I know it's not. I just have to go with it because it actually, like, the way it grabs you and gets a hold of you. It's so important and it's so nostalgic, and especially the parts where all of a sudden Dumbledore and McGonagall are talking to each other. Like, that's the really, like, when that. Just that part alone, like, it actually, like, when you look back on it, learning all you learned, like, it's like, wow, that was such an important thing. And it's like cool to be like, not have any context when you think about reading it for the first time. I absolutely adore that chapter. It's probably, I mean, like, obviously there's more exciting chapters, but if I had to pick like a Mount Rushmore of chapters, like, this has got to be it. And I gotta have the Boy Who Lived. So
That's a good answer. It is interesting.
Whoa, praise from Scott.
Well, I'm just starting nice. It's like interesting to have a chapter about Harry Potter that doesn't really have Harry Potter in it.
He's in it.
He's at the end.
Yeah, little baby who does nothing. It is fun to reread. You hear, like, Sirius Black and Daedalus Diggle and some callbacks that it is amazing. I will say that, like, also the first chapter is like a barrier of entry to, like, dumb children who can't hold an attention span. Like, I tried to read that chapter to my kids like 3 times and they were just like, "Dad, this is kind of boring." And I was like, "Yeah, it is, because there's no action. There's not things happening." And it was actually hard. And I've already been through this. I got them to read Harry Potter by getting the Christmas edition of Harry Potter, which is just Harry's time at Christmas. That's a story. Invisibility cloaks, magic, and blah, blah, blah. That got them into Harry Potter. And then I was like, well, we can't start here. We got to go back to the beginning. And that's how they started reading. So it's a good answer, I guess, but not really. It didn't make my top 16, which I prepared for this. So
Nice.
I think chapter 1 of book 1 is an almost perfect chapter. I don't know if
I
there's
don't know how you can have a better hook.
I don't know if there's a better way that Rowling could have, like, opened the series.
We
Of,
get
like,
Tom
starting
on
with
the
non-magic.
news. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Or not Tom, Ted Tonks. I think it's that's like the fan theory that it's Ted Tonks on the Weather Channel. Have you heard that?
I have
No.
not heard that, but he's
Yeah.
a wizard. Why would he be like a?
No, Ted Tonks is not a wizard. Isn't he a muggle?
He's a Muggle born.
No, I think he's a muggle.
I thought he was a muggle too.
Yeah, Ted's a muggle, and because when they start talking about shooting stars, he has that, like,
Right.
smile, and a lot of fans are like,
Right.
it's a knowing smile or something.
And the
Now I gotta.
and the
I
caster's
think in
name
book
is Ted?
7. Yeah, I think it's just Ted. So, but we surmise that it's Ted Tonks. I think that it's mentioned that he's a muggle in book 7.
No, he's
he's
a
a
Muggle born because he uses magic to heal his tooth and like ribs and everything. He uses magic. He's a wizard. He's just Muggle born.
Gotcha.
He heals Harry.
I imagine that
tooth and heals your ribs. Like he's a wizard. He's
You're
Muggle
right.
born.
do you
Is it
see
just
him do
because-
that?
He says he does it.
No.
So his wife could
He
have done
says,
it.
because he says I, right? It is in the first person.
Yeah, he
I
says
fix
I.
you up.
Okay.
I-
I just
not-
know that I guess where I'm drawing it from is the when they're gathered around the table, I think Voldemort calls him a muggle when he's
That's
making
what I
fun
was
of
about to say.
Bellatrix's family.
I feel like that's why we think he's a muggle, is because of
But
the
he also
Death
called
Eaters
Lily a muggle, so
misclassifying them. Exactly.
mm-hmm.
Hmm. Well, Hunter, was that just a question on your? Isn't that the one you just released? Like, what's the weatherman's name who reports the shooting stars? Wasn't that the last one you just posted?
It was, yeah. And that was
it's Ted?
Mr. No, that's actually Jim McGuffin.
There's too many news cycles. There's a couple of them.
It changes every day.
Yeah, you see, such a good answer. All right, well, William Hunter has your back at least, so I guess that's good. I'm sure that'll get some good votes. 1-1 it's a good answer. I'm going back to back now.
All right,
wish-
everyone can zone out. Scott's gonna pick something stupid.
I wish the Flaw on the
Everybody
Plan
mute.
was in here.
I bet these aren't even on my list.
I'm going with. Again, we just did our book rankings, and like I picked number 7 as my number 1 overall. I think book 6 is actually better cover to cover, but the peak of book 7 is so good. Barry just gave the best explanation of the true peak of the book. The second peak of the book to me is there's a couple, but I'm going with The Prince's Tale. It is the reveal of reveals. We have all been convinced for how many years since book 6 came out that Snape is evil and Snape murdered Voldemort and that Harry needs to kill Horcruxes, but we don't get the full picture. We get 2 just incredible reveals that Snape loves Lily. He was a double agent the whole time. We get Harry as a Horcrux, and again, it's still all tied together with the Flaw in the Plan, and the Flaw in the Plan of course, love. The Prince's Tale is, in theory, a tale of love. I feel like the further away we get from book 7 coming out, the more it's just Snape is a weirdo, but still about love. And I have to pick something for book 7. I'm going to try really hard to not just have all of my answers be, the end of book 7, but that's what I'm going with for my first one. The Prince's Tale.
If I was Hunter and I was making fun of you, I'd say, oh, wow, you picked the chapter where we learn about how much of a creep Snape was.
Like I said, the more time, I feel like the further away we get
Do you
from how
relate
beautiful
to it,
it is.
or what is it?
Yes, I can relate to love. Yes. It's an amazing chapter, and you know it.
It is a good chapter.
That
That
is
is
a
a
good
good pick. We'll give it to you.
Was not
Thank you.
not what I
Yeah,
would have
well.
done, but
Yeah, well, I already know what you would not have done. Okay, and I get back to back, and I'm also picking a chapter right next to a chapter that's already been chosen, and I'm going with book 5, chapter 37, The Lost Prophecy, which
Yeah.
is really, it's the precursor to The Flaw in the Plan. I mean, these are like perfect sister chapters. There's some other, sister chapters with this, if you will. And The Lost Prophecy, again, it's a in similitude, if you will, of The Prince's Tale, where we've been building to this mystery, and there's one question we've been trying to answer for 5 books. Why did Voldemort try to kill Harry in the first place? It's finally answered. We get the beginnings of what this means for Harry. Again, The Prince's Tale gives us the full answer. This is the first answer of, well, you've got to kill him. We learn, of course, what that really means and understand unpack the prophecy more in book 6, blah, blah, blah. It's an incredible, this is, again, William and I just spent 7 straight episodes saying why Order of the Phoenix is actually a great book, and then there should be no hate. And this is one of the biggest reasons why. We spent basically a whole episode on The Lost Prophecy. Is incredible. It's amazing. Again, it is the culmination of all 5 books before this. It's my number 2.
fair. That
Fair.
was a
I
good-
can
You know,
think of
when
no
you
kinder
said-
words.
I'm going to tip my hand a little bit because I don't think I'm going to pick this chapter. But when you said a chapter right next to it, I thought you were going to go with Beyond the Veil, because
Yeah.
I almost like that more than The Only One He Ever Feared. The Only One He Ever Feared is way cooler and way more epic. But
It
just
is.
in Beyond the Veil, with all of the incredible rooms and the drama that happens as they're chasing each other and running throughout, it made me realize, for as much hate as book 5 gets, those are like 3 peak chapters back to back to back.
Yeah. There should be, they are incredible. I don't know, it's a different peak than Goblet of Fire in the graveyard, but I think the peak is incredible. And again, The Lost Prophecy caps it all off, which is incredible.
Yeah. High on my list. So great pick.
Yeah, that was high. I'm up next. I have to pick another one right around this area because I'm afraid it'll go. But I am going with King's Cross,
Yep.
chapter
Yeah.
35.
It's great.
Everything about it is awesome. It's mysterious. It's like, gives like thoughts about what is the afterlife, what is life, what is death, is there an in between. It leaves you with like the mysterious stuff and like the line about, is it happening in your head or is this real? Like, of course it's happening.
Such a good line.
Why would that not make it real?
Such a good line.
Like, such a good line. And then, like, filling in, like, Dumbledore's life story and, like, the journey that he took throughout his life and how it all added up. It's awesome. It's that one, The Flaw in the Plan, and The Prince's Tale are, like,
Yes.
all together, like, especially this one, the Prince's Tale and the King's Cross. They're just exposition of, like, the full picture of everything you needed to know. And then The Flaw in the Plan completes it when Harry's like, I've done what my mother did, like, for, and all that. So King's Cross, love it. It's great.
That was the right choice.
Jesus, by the way.
Yeah.
Exactly. And to that point, your first time reading it, you're like, is Harry dead? Like, like that mystery for a whole chapter is pretty incredible. Like,
yeah. On the whole,
what
I
is
think
going to
not.
happen?
Not.
It's pretty incredible.
And I just love it. It's so mysterious in such a cool way. It's like, hey, like, you could say, you said we're in King's Cross. You could board a train. Where? On.
Yes.
Like, why is Dumbledore there? What is Dumbledore? Like,
Yeah.
Is that his, like, personage? Is that his spirit?
in
Is that
charge?
is that like his
Yeah.
intelligence that has been, like, formed into some kind of being that speaks with Harry? Is it just all the magic of, like, Dumbledore reaching through the afterlife? Because whatever on is, Dumbledore's there. Dumbledore doesn't,
Agreed.
Is it happening inside Harry's head? Is it real?
but, like, the magic, much like, the Force Ghost of Yoda and stuff, like, he is communing. I think Dumbledore is, like, reaching through whatever the afterlife is to speak to Harry, who's in this in-between place.
That online makes me think of at the end of the Chronicles of Narnia, when they are, like, in the spoiler for the end of Chronicles of Narnia, but at the end of the last battle, as they progress further into, like, the Narnian heaven or whatever, when it says like, everything in their whole lives was just the cover page of this book, and they just went on and upward, further in, on and upward into like even more amazingness.
Worlds unknown. Beautiful.
That is.
I don't remember the end of Chronicles of Narnia. I need to reread it.
They all
I
die.
feel like.
What?
Is that true?
All except
what?
Except Susan. Susan doesn't.
I feel like
die. So
I feel like I
No,
read
it's
The Lion, the
like-
Witch, and the Wardrobe in the next one, and never read anything.
the
else.
way that I guess I'll just spoil it, skip ahead, people, if you don't want to hear it. But, like, it's freaking.
Doing this doesn't work when I have AirPods in.
No,
They got bombed
Makes it
by some
louder.
German. They got bombed by some Germans and they died.
No, they
That's-
were on their way in a train to go to a house, and the train crashes. And so, like, the characters who were already in Narnia see everybody else who used to go to Narnia, and they were like, "What are y'all doing here?" And they were like, "Last thing we remember, we were on a train, and I think it went off the rails." But Susan is still alive on Earth, and it's because she doesn't believe in Aslan anymore. And they're like, hopefully Susan comes back around.
godless.
That's crazy. I do not remember
Godless
any of
Susan.
that.
That's not quite a good ending as The Flaw in the Plan, I would say. Maybe not quite as impactful.
And
Interesting.
people don't often talk about the last battle. But I think it's my pick.
Let's go.
And-
Yeah.
And I'm going with this isn't the one I wanted next, but I'm afraid it's going to be taken, so I'm going with it. I want the Mirror of Erised. Book one.
Dang it.
I want the Mirror of Erised. It is, Harry
What chapter is
Potter
that?
and Christmas
Is that
are
12?
like,
Definitely would have taken that.
yeah, they're like synonymous. Harry Potter and Christmas. You put those things together. Happy Christmas, Harry. Like going to the Wizarding World at Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade at Christmas time. That too, like those vibes, the Christmas vibes, the castle and the snow. Wonderful. And it all began here with Harry getting the cloak. Ron's teaching him wizard's chess, sneaking around the castle, getting to see his family. It's like a huge gut punch moment too, when he sees his whole family, and that one line where it says he stared hungrily into the mirror is just heartbreaking for this
Yes, it
kid
is.
with all that he's gone through. It's almost made out to be like a joke how awful his childhood was, especially with some of the things he went through with the Dursleys. It's comically bad, but in that moment, that's another one of those things that makes it more real and hurt. And then to end the chapter on the It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live. It's so meta, so wonderful. I freaking love everything about that chapter. It's wonderful. And I also like Dumbledore just hanging out in the when he's sitting in the desk. Like the movie had him standing up, but I like Dumbledore just chilling in the desk, just watching everything going on. And he says, "I have ways of being invisible. You know, if I want to be unseen or something. I don't need to
cloak become invisible."
Yeah. So that's my number 2.
That's a great one.
That is a
I
great
definitely
one.
would have taken that eventually if it was on the board.
I mean, I already said that is the actual chapter that got my kids into Harry Potter. That is the Christmas book that they illustrated. And yeah, it's amazing. Great answer.
Nice pick. All right. We're back to me.
Let's go.
Thank you. I am going to... Scott's gone.
He saw nothing. Listeners, a great editor.
Scott's camera just went... Whoop.
We good. Glad that
He's
didn't
so thrilled that Hunter was up next.
So excited.
He was trying to rattle me before my next pick.
He was.
It's like icing the kicker
let him.
right there. I am going to continue on kind of this theme of like something being revealed to Harry. Like in this case, he got to see his family with Mirror of Erised. I'm going to go with Prisoner of Azkaban, Chapter 18. Moony, Wormtail, Padfoot, and Prongs is one of my favorite chapters. Obviously, they're in the Shrieking Shack. And we find out Scabrous is Peter Pettigrew. Everyone's an animagus, including Harry's father. And it's just this like chaotic description on, hey, here's what's been going on all year. And then Snape comes in. And it's just a phenomenal, I think, fun chapter, but also a chance where Harry, like, obviously gets to find out he's got a godfather who is not a murderer. And he also shows mercy to Peter Pettigrew, which I think is just a really big Harry Potter moment that obviously matters a ton down the line. That's really, really crucial. So Moony, Wormtail, Padfoot, and Messers, Moony, Wormtail, Padfoot, and Prongs.
Because they get so messy.
That's a good one. I was thinking about that one, and it's I was worried about picking it because I was like, a lot of it like bleeds over to Cat, Rat, and Dog, and then The Servant of Lord Voldemort. But all those are awesome. That's such like that chunk of the book is like one of the best like, chunks of story in the whole series.
Cat, Rat, and Dog is so chaotic.
Yeah. But like that whole like if you because they're kind of like they all go together, right? Kind of like the book 7 ones we were talking about. They all like go together. I mean, they're chapters. They all go together. But in a specifically, those are great.
That's like what I thought with at the end of book 4 with the Death Eaters or what's the one Flesh, Blood, and Bone and Death Eaters. It's like those are 2 incredible chapters, but also like.
It's
I feel
one
like
long chapter.
Flesh, Blood, and Bone is so short.
It's the shortest chapter.
Yeah,
in the whole series.
It's almost like a disservice to that particular one.
But it makes sense to make it a chapter because like that's a singular event that like happened and like it mattered.
And that's why Barry had William and I on for that episode because it was the shortest chapter and get us in and out quick. We still took us 3 hours.
Episode of the book
still took us 3 hours.
That's great.
Right. I thought about because like the reason the part where he says then you should have died is in chapter 19, not in that one. But like
yes, because that's the real peak, and
that
Hunter
peak
missed.
But the rest of it is but he didn't because like that line is like good, but like the rest of that other chapter is better.
Which chapter do they murk Snape? Where they just like all blast him?
The Servant of Lord Voldemort, the next chapter.
Yeah,
anyway,
this chapter ends with Snape coming in, I believe.
Yes, that's exactly how it ends. Yes,
it's which is a great way to end it. It's great. And naming it the Servant of Lord Voldemort when Snape shows up really screws with everyone's mind.
Oh yeah, when Snape shows up, it's the most like dramatic reveal.
And it says the servant. Is he a servant of Lord Voldemort?
Oh, he says something funny. Am I Potter? Something like that. I forget.
Yeah.
Such a psycho.
Is it
almost
my turn?
A really good pick, Hunter. That was almost a really good pick.
I'm going back to back. Yeah. Almost
that's
really
right. You're going
pick.
back to back.
I almost went Cat, Rat, and Dog and Moony, Wormtail, Padfoot, Prongs back to back right here, but decided not to.
That'd have been bold.
But definitely toyed around with. If we only get 4 picks, can't do just back to back.
Right.
All right, my third pick. Oh man, it's gonna be tough. I so many on my list that
I
are
forgot
so
you got to go
great.
twice, so don't you dare take the one that I thought for sure I was about to get. If you do this,
Ooh.
I'll be very
Which one are
upset.
you for sure you're about to get?
I don't want
Oh,
to say.
no, tell me so then I won't take it.
Oh yeah, Hunter's good like that.
Oh.
No, man, I promise.
He's
I
a man
won't
of
take
integrity.
it.
He would never.
Just tell me what book it's in, Barry.
It's from Prisoner.
I'm not taking another prisoner
Let's go.
chapter, so you're fine. I am gonna go ahead and take with my third pick, Half-Blood Prince, chapter 1, The Other Minister.
So good.
It is one of my favorite chapters in all of Harry Potter.
You're so
'cause
quirky.
It brings us out. Thanks, man.
Yeah, I know.
It brings us out. Brings us just completely out of the magical world, completely out of Harry's world, and sees it from an entirely different perspective that we haven't really gotten since the very first chapter of the first book, of this just like Muggle perspective on these things that are happening in the wizarding world. And so,
know,
the other
it's-
minister.
It's cool too because when you first read it, it's after like a wait of 3 years, right? And you open up book 6 and you're
Yeah.
like, what? The prime minister? Like what?
That
Pretty good.
And you get
That's a great
kind of a
answer.
little bit of these flashbacks of like the different moments that Fudge visited the prime minister, of everything with Sirius Black, talking about the Triwizard Tournament,
Yes,
Mhm.
dragons
the
and
mass
reporting
breakout.
dragons.
And that
Yeah,
twist
also-
of like
yeah, by
that
the way-
Fudge isn't the minister anymore. Like that
Oh,
surprised
yeah.
me when I first read it.
Yeah, like, hey, do you honestly think I'm still the minister at this point?
It's like, well, it's the wizarding world. I think there's a chance.
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, you lasted longer than you should have.
got that right. That's a great one. I added that to my list as we went through this. It's so fun. It's a perfect recap of, yes, all 5 books up to that point and the time that we missed, not from Harry's point of view. That's a great answer. So good.
Thank you.
So good.
Barry, I didn't take yours. You're welcome.
That's right. All right. So with my pick, I feel like this is going to be one of the ones that Scott does hate on. We'll see.
I'm
But
ready.
I'm going with the Quidditch Final from Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah.
That's a great
I
one.
love this chapter so much. You
Yeah,
get the
for like a
Hermione
10th
slap.
pick.
You get the Hermione slap. What'd you say?
Scott goes, yeah, that's a great one. I said, yeah, for a 10th pick. No, the
you
slap
get
is
Hermione
that's
slap.
that
Yeah,
slap
if we
is
were drafting all
that-
199
that slap
chapters,
slaps.
yeah,
It's
it's a
good
good
It
slap
would
one.
have
later.
made the cut.
Good slap.
You also get Hermione walking out of divination. All right, getting all ticked
good
off.
pull there.
I think she even doesn't she go and get the cloak. I believe she gets the cloak in that chapter too because Harry left it.
No, that's later
No.
on because
All
that's
right, well,
when
edit that out. I'm just kidding. But then I love. I think one of my absolute favorite moments, if you were to give me like a top 5 list, them winning the Quidditch Cup in that
Yes.
book is so wonderful. The
is.
joy in those paragraphs. Oliver Wood crying, the trophy being delivered to them by
McGonagall
Dumbledore.
crying even harder than
McGonagall
Wood.
crying
Yeah.
into the
Yes.
freaking flag, the Gryffindor flag. Yes, it is. My favorite part about rereading these Harry Potter books is those joyous moments. You get the fun day-to-day things, but the moments where there's pure joy, which Harry so rarely gets, and the childlike wonder, especially early in those earlier books. I love it. That's one of my. I'm at one of my most happiest when I'm reading those kinds of chapters, and so that's it for me.
I feel like every moment that becomes like a Patronus for Harry is like
Mm-hmm.
a special. No, that's all the reasons you said you like the chapter are the exact reasons I like that chapter. Maybe it shouldn't be a third pick, but it's great. It's a great one.
Yeah, that is a good
Yeah,
chapter.
should have been your first.
I just listened to it the other day.
Exactly.
I will make this quick and easy. Priori Incantatem.
Yeah, really good.
Well done.
That's
means
the
no
one I'm
worries.
choosing next. Goblet. Yeah. Well, except for the murderous
It
wizard and
means
his henchmen that are surrounding you,
The
trying to kill you.
opposite.
Yeah. I love that chapter. I think it's great because it's like it's the moment where like Harry like comes face to face with Voldemort in his like true form. He stares him down and he beats him. Like yeah, he has fortune of like he doesn't understand like the wand doesn't just does the weird stuff. But Voldemort didn't know that was going to happen either, right? And like Harry's will is stronger than Voldemort's, and he alphas him in that moment and pushes it back. And then like his parents coming out of the wand and Bertha Jorkins and all that stuff. He's like, your mother's coming. Like this stuff coming out of the wand was so good, and it's terribly sad too. Cedric's like, bring my body back.
Yes, it is. Great choice. Great chapter. Hard to say though, but you did a great job saying it. And I think it's hard, a little bit. You listen to the books, so you cheat, okay? I read this 10,000 times before I, listened to it. So,
in the context of this, I don't know what that means for cheating, but
I was just talking about pronouncing Priori Incantatem, which I can say with a little bit of confidence. See, I say it wrong every time, but
hey, as long as you're confident.
It's a made-up Latin cognate. Like what? It's not a thing.
It's not made up. It's not made up. It is a real thing that happened to Harry and James Potter.
Yeah.
Thank you, Thor.
All words made up.
That's such a good line.
That is a Thor line.
Yes. That's not a word. I have back-to-back choices, which will end my draft. It sucks ending the draft so early, but I've got a couple ways to go. And left on my board, I am going with book 1, not chapter 1, but chapter 4, The Keeper of the Keys, which I feel like fits in between The Boy Who Lived and the Quidditch World Cup of an incredibly happy moment, a Patronus moment for Harry, where he learns that he is a wizard. It is, again, where the book transforms itself from this is a book about a sad boy to this is a book about a sad wizard. And it, I don't know, like I mean, I have this chapter. Yeah,
if we did like the Rewatchables podcast, like if we did a rereadables chapter, that one would be like very near the top. It's of like you could reread that chapter 100 times. It's so good.
Someone should incredible. Do a podcast where you reread all of the Harry Potter chapters, like 2 chapters at a time.
Yeah,
almost like they're being retold.
I think you're onto something.
I would volunteer for the shortest chapter anytime.
Onto it.
Anytime you're reading a 10 pages or less chapter, I'm your guy. Great idea.
Hopefully, then it'll just be 3 hours.
Yeah, instead of 5. No, but this chapter, it's like what every child has ever imagined. It's just like, maybe someone's going to knock on my door and tell me that I'm magical and I'm going off to Hogwarts. And it's incredible. And later on, you get like Voldemort's experience doing this. And again, every time, this writing connects things that are so far apart, but brings them back together. I love, like the prophecy, like the flaw in the plan, like all these things are so interconnected. Again, Harry figuring out he's a wizard, Voldemort figuring out he's a wizard, such drastically different experiences. And it's so beautiful and so amazing. And the true beginning of our story and all the things William said about The Boy Who Lived, all the things that Barry said about the Quidditch World Cup. It's just so happy and so wonderful. And I love Hagrid in that moment. I make fun of the movie scene a lot. I think movie Hagrid sucks. William talked about this. This is when he lost his childhood innocence, like watching Hagrid not be Hagrid, where Hagrid is so emotional and so powerful and such a good guide into the wizarding world. And movie Hagrid is a lump on a couch who makes a couple jokes and is a horrible guide into the wizarding world. Doesn't tell Harry anything and lets him walk into Ollivander's shop, and he still doesn't know who Voldemort is. I hate the movie so much. But anyways,
I can't get behind this Robbie Coltrane bashing.
Can't do it. Tell me it makes sense. Tell me that Harry can go to Hagrid and say, Hagrid, who's Voldemort? And he's like, I'm not the one to tell you that. And then he just lets him go into the wizarding world and not knowing who Voldemort is. And who's the one to tell him?
Hagrid? There are some things that, like,
if it's not you,
certain
Hagrid,
times you're not the right person to tell somebody a thing.
He has no other friends. He literally knows no other wizard in the entire world.
He's going to meet Dumbledore. Hagrid.
Who should tell him? Hagrid's an idiot in the movie.
He was expecting Griphook.
If only there was a source material that could answer the question of how this should happen. Oh, well.
I didn't mean to make this movie hate, but I have no regrets.
Oh, I always mean to.
The chapter
And
still
it's
got
not really it's not a Robbie Coltrane issue. It's a writing issue. It's a
That's
screen
what
star
I always
issue.
say.
I had
Yeah,
no
it's
idea
not
who you were
Robbie.
talking about. Didn't know his name, but yes, not hating on him. Although,
May he rest in peace.
yes, which
Yeah,
basically
you gotta be careful. Like they're all dead. Like everybody
Everyone's
from
dead,
the
yeah.
movies is dead. So
Nobody's left.
you can't be like, I don't know. It's like when I
All
say
the
bad
Dumbledore.
stuff about Kobe, people get all squirmy. Well,
All
wasn't a
the
good guy,
teachers.
so deal with it.
Oh, goodness. Okay. I need to finish my draft. I've got a couple. Maybe you guys could just choose for me. That'd be great. I've got a couple that I want to do. And I think I have to go with. I am going with.
Do a Ron and
Book.
Lavender chapter just for Ron and Lavender.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Maybe the worst
I love
birthday.
love. 1-1.
This is no birthday surprises. That's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah, there
This
you
is a
go.
book about love, and there was no deeper love than Lavender Brown for Ron Weasley. I am going with book 6, chapter 23, which is Horcruxes. Which again, I've already said that like book 6 is probably the best book beginning to end, and the reason that we all love it is there's so much Dumbledore time, there's so much Voldemort time, there's so much pensive time. It's incredible. Again, this is one of those connecting chapters that sets Harry off on the journey that he's about to be on. That's what, the Keeper of the Keys is in book 4. That's what the prophecy is in book 5. That's what, the Prince's Tale is in book 7, and this sets him on his Horcrux journey right here, 623. And then it's also Dumbledore's incredibly emotional. Of course, you have to kill him, but think about it, and it actually explains. He finishes the Lost Prophecy. This is the companion chapter with the Lost Prophecy, Horcruxes. They're basically one chapter where Dumbledore doesn't tell him everything he thinks about the prophecy. He lets it sit with Harry for a while and then really lays it all on him. You've got to kill Voldemort because you want to. And to Harry, that makes all the difference in the world. Being drug into the ring or walking in with your head held high. It's the culmination of what I think is probably the best book. And for all the reasons that we love it, Voldemort, Dumbledore, and setting Harry off on the true end of his hero's journey. This is the beginning of his end, or the second beginning. The prophecy, the flaw in the plan, the Prince's Tale, the Horcruxes, all of these chapters are like one chapter to me. They're all so amazing. That's what I really want my top 4 to be. Can't have them all. And that's my final pick.
Yay.
Good one.
And now no one has to hear me speak except
And
my
now
podcast, so I'll talk.
The draft can begin for real. Moving on.
I hate all of you. Not just William. All right, William, finish your draft.
Yeah. I'm prepared to be teased about this one, I guess. Because the chapter after it is called the Quidditch World Cup. But the chapter before it is called Bagman and Crouch. And
I had this on the list.
What that
Great
one,
pick.
the title on a graphic is going to suck because it's called Bagman and Crouch,
Mhm.
right? But what that chapter is when like they show up at the moor at the camping ground where the Quidditch World Cup is happening, and all of a sudden there's hundreds of thousands of the Wizarding World has gathered in one place, and you're like, oh my gosh, the entire world is here. There's Americans, there's foreigners everywhere, and it
The whole
crosses
world.
Harry's
Look,
mind,
America.
like, oh my gosh, there's wizards everywhere. There's kids at other schools. There's like all this stuff, and like it just it takes this little corner of the world, and then boom, it's huge. And you multiply it across the whole earth, and there's just fascinating stuff like the tents, and they meet their friends and they're talking smack about the World Cup. I don't know. It's just awesome. It's just a really like cool. Nothing super important happens. It's just learning about the wider wizard world, and it's the 4th book is all about expanding from like this smaller contained story to like blowing it up and taking it a step up in maturity and all that stuff.
You also
And I
get
feel like this was an important part of that. Yeah, go ahead.
You also get like Weatherby. All right, that's
Yeah,
where Weatherby
that's
comes from.
hilarious.
All right,
All-time
and
hilarity.
You get
Weatherby.
Oh, and I love the moment it sets up for it later, but Harry buys the omnioculars for everybody. And then later that'll go on to set up a really cool Ron moment.
I like how like Crouch is talking about Ali Bashir wants to bring like flying carpets in, and they're a Class B non-tradable artifact or whatever, Muggle artifact or whatever it is. Like, and it's just so funny because like the Ministry of Magic is just this boring bureaucracy, and like this is what wizards do, you know.
The end of that chapter is so cool too, with the red and green lights lighting the way.
The gong,
yes. Oh,
You really.
I get so hyped.
The last line is like Mr. Weasel's like, "It's time, come on, let's go," and like the chill. Like, can you imagine? Like, we're about to have a World Cup this summer. I mean, I love the World Cup. Is best thing in the world. It's amazing. And it's awesome. Like, it's just the idea of like all those foreigners showing up. Like, have y'all seen like the guy and like the German guy who's like going around the
German
South?
Guy, yeah.
Yeah, he's like hanging
in Atlanta.
Yeah, he was like at a Waffle House, and he's like, "This place is amazing." And he was just like at a lake. He just like took a picture of like a lake in Tennessee, and he's like, "America's awesome." It was just some beautiful lake, you know.
Instantly contracts diabetes
from teeth.
Yeah, he went. He shot the hooch, Barry.
Yeah, he was going all over the South, right?
He went to Brasstown Bald.
Yeah, I think he made his way.
Watching the finals at Chili's.
Yeah,
what a ball!
You know, just like because I don't know. So like, I just love that idea of like, you know, the foreigners show up and like the World Cup bringing. There's no like bigger thing in the entire world than like the World Cup. Like, and in the Wizard world, the Quidditch World Cup would be that. Like, it's like the one thing that like they're all, I guess, besides all the Americans, like quad pot, right? All the hipster Americans like Quidditch, but you know, it's awesome. So, but unfortunately, it's called Baggin and Crouch and not the Quidditch World Cup, which is also an awesome chapter. But
you pitched that really well. It didn't sniff my top 16, but I see why it would be in anyone's top. That's a really good chapter.
I would add this. It's one of my like most rereadable chapters, just because of like the sights and sounds. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you really read it,
they see all the people. Like, it's just. You know,
I feel like when I read it out loud to my kids, I like had to visualize. I had to read it a little bit slower, and I was like, "There is so much vivid detail here. If I actually imagine this, and then you get the illustrated book, I'm like,
the illustrated book has some really all the tents like packed out, like it's really cool.
Yes,
and like everyone just doing blatant magic, and like they're just like abusing these poor Muggles, like Mr. Robertson's brain. You know, they're just like
it's good.
It's bad. Why don't they just like send him off like on vacation? Like, he doesn't need to be there.
He doesn't need to be there.
But it's pretty funny. Point. That guy probably is like permanent brain damage.
Oh, for sure.
And they're just like, well, them's the breaks.
That's a good point. That's a good
They're probably
point.
Like, this is good. I guess a reason to keep him could be they're thinking, oh, this is a good chance for wizards to interact with a Muggle. You know, maybe gain some on the field experience. Maybe that's the only thing.
You get Archie talking about the healthy breeze around his privates. How important that is.
What's wrong with that? Good answer, William. You definitely won for the longest answer. So congratulations for taking 5 minutes. So you did a great job. Very passionate. Yeah. Great job. And Barry, you had that.
All
on
right, I'm
list?
done. Later.
Yeah. This is. I thought he was actually bouncing. I was
I like it. It has the privacy shade, you know, like you can like just flip the cover, like a little dial.
I was like, in my head, I was like, I guess they talked about this beforehand, and he's just in a rush.
I'm bored. I'm not talking anymore.
Gonna mic drop.
If I'm not talking, I don't think this is important. So
okay, this is the part where I fold because I have great chapters, and it kind of like what William was saying. There are others that would probably put me up higher to win. You know, I'm thinking the House of Gaunt. That's a great chapter. Beyond the Veil, like I said before. But one that I just really, really enjoyed that I want on this list is the second task in book 4. I love the second task with you get the surprise of Dobby being there, waking him up with the gilly. I mean, that is just a cop out of Dobby just showing up. I have the gillyweed, but I love it's such a funny, but also a very creative chapter because Harry's, you know, when he first starts to flop out there into the water with all these, I love the imagery of these seniors, you know, these near adults now, just expertly diving in, and Harry's just floundering in front of the school. But then he makes his way down there with his robes on.
And he always has the best solution. Other people are giving it to him.
I love he makes it down, but we also get to see this whole world of the Black Lake get open, and the way that the Mer People's village is described. It's also really funny to me that Harry doesn't use Defendo or his wand at all to cut the ropes. He just grabs a sharp rock and he starts. And then one of the funniest moments ever is, Crumb cannot free Hermione, and Harry just goes, "Take my rock." He uses the
He's a
rock
team
to free
player.
him. And then at the end, when Harry comes back up and everybody's giving him such crap about it, there's actually a line in there where Harry's like, man, he's really starting to regret that he saved them at all. You know, and it's like, it's really sassy Harry. Like, I don't think you deserve that now that I think about it. You're making fun of me. Hermione's making fun of him. Ron's making fun of him. He's like, you weren't down there. All right. I did a good thing. Get off my back.
It was
Does
scary.
anyone remember the name of the leader of
Chieftain?
the Mer people?
Mercus.
Mercus.
Yeah.
Mer chieftainess.
That's
You're
right.
gonna have to try
Female.
better than that.
Female, not male. Mer chieftainess.
It's a female the whole time.
Mhm.
The chieftainess.
I have never pictured that, and my bad.
Well,
My
that's
bad.
on you. I
That
just
is
wanted
on you.
everyone,
Saying it is.
everyone to see
Well, actually,
what Scott's
that's
really
funny
like.
you say that, because it was so on my podcast, it was a golden snitch. There's some country in Europe where they change it in their edition to make it a chief instead of a chieftainess.
Whoa.
Like
Probably
if
like
you,
Eastern Europe, Russia,
yeah,
or something.
if you look it
stupid.
up on the wiki, they change it and they're like, we're not having no chieftainess here.
That's the one I read, so that makes sense. We have to
Read the
we have to
misogynist
ask-
version of Harry Potter.
Yeah, exactly. We have
They
to
changed
ask,
J.K. Rowling. Well,
yeah.
she already changed that, so people
Yeah,
wouldn't
she
know
already
she's a
went
girl.
by the initials.
You know, just in case.
So
They
the
just
second
change it to like
task,
John,
that's
make it
that's
even
my
more.
rounding
The second
out.
task, I feel like this happens a couple times in book 4 where it's like the title is the second task, and the second task starts like halfway through the chapter. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
a
like the
long-
third task is the same way. Like, yeah, it's super long, like very long. Way to stick to your guns, Barry. Yeah, that wouldn't have made my top
No.
40, but you stuck
And
to
it's
your
not
guns.
going
and
to
I
get you
respect
any
that.
votes.
Had to be true
But
to
it's
myself.
Barry's list.
Well, the thing is, like, that might get more votes than Bagman and Crouch, which, again, you made a great pitch. It's actually legit, but nobody's going to be like Bagman and Crouch. Oh, yeah, amazing. Like,
I know
'cause
that
they're not
sounds
gonna
like
hear you
I'm
explain
really
it.
giving up House of Gaunt here. House
Well,
of Gaunt
I mean,
was a close.
we might have like 42 votes. You know,
That's probably high. I feel like we're going to go down from what we had before. That was
Let's-
probably our
let's
peak.
go
me,
for it.
Jeremy, my friend Jeremy, who texted me
50.
out of the blue. Yeah,
I
couple weeks
found
ago.
a random
I
list
need him to vote.
online
Vote
today
for me,
that
man.
said I was the 10th best Harry Potter podcast. All right.
That doesn't sound random to me.
He published the list too. He made it.
I listened to 9 others before I get to mine.
Dang
Did
it,
we
Barry.
make the list?
Not random then at all.
There you go.
That's awesome. All
All
right.
right. Well,
You're finishing it.
I'll wrap us up here. I too have I have so many written down that were not chosen. So that makes this choice really hard. But I think what I'm going to go with, I am the only person who does not have a chapter from the end of book 7. And so I'm going to take book 7, chapter 34, The Forest again.
I'm so glad you did that.
I love this chapter so much. This is obviously right after the Prince's Tale, where we get to have the revelation of Snape and kind of his whole story, and really the revelation that Harry must die. And so even before it gets to the forest, I actually have this line right here that I'm going to read out, because this is one
Don't
of,
make me
I
cry.
think, the best. It might. I think you were talking about like saddest lines.
Yes,
we did a
this
saddest
chapter
lines
is
draft.
full of them.
This is Harry as he's leaving Dumbledore's office, headed to the forest. He says, Harry took one glance back at the entrance of the Great Hall. People were moving around, trying to comfort each other, drinking, kneeling beside the dead, but he could not see any of the people he loved. No hint of Hermione, Ron, Ginny, or any of the other Weasleys, no Luna. He felt he would have given all the time remaining to him for just one last look at them. But then, would he ever have the strength to stop looking? It was better like this. And that is just such, I think, a phenomenal line of like, man, if he went and said bye, could he stop? And he like knowing that like, hey, I have to go do this. And not going to say bye to Ron, Hermione, and then passing Ginny and choosing not to say bye to Ginny. Then obviously he, passes off the knowledge of, hey, kill the snake to Neville. And then he gets to talk to his parents and Remus and Sirius. And it's just, I think, a very heavy chapter as he is just preparing for death that I think is really, really just phenomenal. And so my last pick is The Forest again, which also a great chapter title.
Yes, it is.
Calling all the way back to book 1.
That's a good point.
Best part is the parents show up using the resurrection stone.
Yes.
So
Does it hurt? Does it hurt? Quicker than falling asleep.
I also loved like the idea of like all of them, like all the Marauders died. And like when the resurrection stone, like what if Wormtail hadn't been such a loser? Like he's the only one who's not, this group of people that was like is all bonded together. And then there's like him who's just suffering for eternity somewhere, because he's a rat.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
He's a rat.
And I love that they follow him. Like they stay with him the entire way until like right when he drops the stone.
We are a part of you.
Yeah.
That's what he says. I mean, like that nobody else can see them.
This is the true peak of
part of you.
He is the master of the Hallows. I mean, it also culminates, of course, when he defeats Voldemort, but this is the true moment where he is the master.
Dementors don't
Hallows.
affect him because, like, it's
incredible.
They're like a Patronus for him. The dead.
And I feel like the only scene we haven't talked about is in the middle of those two things is when he runs into Ginny, and Ginny is just trying to help this poor little girl who just wants her mom. And it's just from sad thing to sad thing to sad thing. And great chapter. I'm glad that you completed it because my actual top 4 chapters, like the way that I ranked these like a year ago, William, when we did this was The Flaw in the Plan, The Princess Tale, The Forest Again, and King's Cross. Those are my actual top 4 chapters. And I obviously couldn't draft those.
It's a great ending to the series.
If I could have picked one, like I did not want to pick another end of book 7 chapter.
Right.
But if I could have, I would have loved The Lost Diadem, that chapter of, I think that's when the Gray Lady tells the tale. They go to the Room of Requirement. Fred dies at the end. That's a great chapter.
Let's do honorable mentions, right? Like let's say my honorable mention, Malfoy Manor. Malfoy Manor is an action-packed, heavy, intense, really, really good chapter. I think personally the coolest part is Wormtail, his like tiny moment of betrayal. The hand feels it. And then kills him.
I feel like Ron screaming
really
during that, like Ron listening to Hermione screaming is
he's just
so
going insane. Yeah,
yes.
it is.
Like
the woman he loves.
When you
like
think about what's
tortured.
really happening, that's a great chapter.
I can't.
Good call.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Diagon Alley in book 1.
Yep.
Love that so much.
So fun. It's great.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah, I think it perfectly encapsulates a lot of the magic of book 1.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's a lot like it's like why Scott chose the Keeper of the Keys. It's just a continuation of that.
That is
really
the companion chapter. You could pick that one, and that's the most of the ones I have left are like I can't pick it because we picked one right next to it. Like the Servant of Lord Voldemort, I really wanted to pick. I think that screaming, then you should have died is the peak of the first 3 books by a lot, and it's incredible. And I love Sirius, and. But we already talked.
He means
we talked about
he
it.
Would literally lay down his life. He would have easily, without thought, laid down his life for James and Harry and Lily.
Dude, we need to do a lines
I don't
draft.
Understand.
Top lines of the series.
Is it top like baller lines, top sad lines? I don't know. There's a lot of different types of lines.
Mine's just going to be Harry sassy lines. That's it.
Ooh, that's so good. That is so good.
A few other chapters I've got on here that aren't really attached to anything, but the Tale of the Three Brothers. I think it's a phenomenal chapter.
So good. It's the best movie chapter.
Really
the Silver Doe. That's a good one. The Silver
Doe. Did Scott just say something good about the movies?
I did. When they take you away.
When they take you away from
everything they do, and then just do a short movie that has nothing to do with the rest of the movie. It's a pretty good movie.
It's absolutely incredible. 100% agree. It's phenomenal. The Christmas on the Closed Ward is also one of my favorites.
That's a really fun one.
People love
You
that
just
when
get
we were
so
talking about
many
Order
fun
of the
things.
Phoenix.
Also, you get like sad things, but it's just really fun. Creature's Tale is another just baller
William
chapter.
Cave.
William loves
Cave,
Regulus
like
Black.
The
the other-
Cave.
The cave, the other side of that. I also wrote down Veritaserum. That's one of my all-time favorite chapters.
Absolutely.
I
Dude,
probably
now with the audiobook,
Veritaserum.
Yes, if we're doing audio, that's number 2 or 1. I don't know. Maybe probably number
Veritaserum
1.
is incredible. Just the
I did enjoy as well. Will and Won't. I love that one. Dumbledore
Yes.
showing up and
that's
just
such a good
punking
one.
out the Dursleys.
Will you get these ruddy things off us?
Yeah, that's so
I'm
great.
sorry, but it would be more polite
It's-
just to drink it. Drink
Yeah,
them.
it's so fun. Such a fun chapter.
Yes, it is.
Maybe the
Another fun
Dursleys
chapter-
were LDS, Scott. They don't drink. No.
Yeah, that's what
That's
it
a good
is.
point.
Yeah, sorry, we don't drink
Dursleys
this
or
mead.
Mormon.
Yeah.
Canon confirmed.
Yeah, for sure.
That's not a good look. Not a good.
Minus all the other times they drank alcohol or coffee or something.
Yeah, true.
Right.
Eh.
Felix Felicis is also, I think, a
Yes.
fun chapter
Yes,
that
it
I
is.
almost
Yeah.
picked at the end.
That's a good one.
Same.
With Ron believing that he was lucky for a Quidditch game.
I to pick it. I did
Beyond
after
the
the
Veil.
burial. It was my last ad after the burial when Harry actually takes Felix Felicis. I
Mhm.
thought is just one of the best things. The other, I didn't want to do. The other one I had was the lightning struck tower. I feel like we didn't hit really the peaks of book 6. We took like the peak of every other book, or every
Mhm.
other great book. Sorry, Chamber of Secrets. I knew that no chapter was going to be picked from that.
I have one written down. I almost
Oh,
picked
yeah.
the Heir of Slytherin. I thought about
I
it.
did too. That's a
That
great
is a good chapter.
It is-
It's a
it
really
is
good
great.
chapter.
It is great, but it's not as good as the peaks of all the other 6
Yeah.
books.
When
Like,
I was looking at the list of like every chapter, like I just pulled it up online, like, hey, list off every chapter, right? And I just saw book 2 and I was like, I'm not going to
Nope.
pick any of these.
The Death Day Party.
Oh, the Death Day party goes hard.
That one's the
Okay.
least
It's
important.
fun.
With Scott's
not
ranking, we
important,
talked
but it's
about this,
fun.
how like the only thing important about that is it establishes a timeline of what year it is.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
still good.
But that's why it's
Before we
important.
get
It's the only thing
gravestones.
it like actually adds really is like
That's true.
I think
then,
doesn't it introduce
um,
you to Myrtle?
Yes. But
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then they call back to the Death Day party in book 4 when like he's opens the egg and it's what it sounds like, the musical saws.
the only other top chapter that I didn't put on was the Parting of the Ways.
I was deciding
that
on,
was
yeah.
that was what I was deciding on. I feel like that I would pick that before Priori Incantatem, just because again, it's the setup. It is the setup of the next 2 books. It's completely prophetic. Like Dumbledore calls
Yeah.
everything. It's so good.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
think my-
again. Or go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say my last one that I have on here as a certified Snape hater is the Seer Overheard, and just
Oh, yeah.
having the like revelation like
That came out of
there
nowhere
in
too.
book 6.
It
yeah,
like
that,
really
like,
it's like what?
Snape was the one that overheard the prophecy and told Voldemort. Is just
It is amazing.
awesome.
I think the
Isn't that
U of
also
All
when,
is a great chapter.
Isn't that the seer overheard when Draco is like hooping and hollering in the
yeah.
room of requirement? So you
Yeah.
got
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of get that
Yeah.
ominous note of, wait, what did
It's the
he
big-
figure out? What's
What,
gonna?
yeah, what did he
beginning of the
do,
end.
Snape? And then, hey, we're gonna go to the cave.
And then it's all on from there.
Bros trip. Head to
The
cave.
only one that I wrote down just to say it is Through the Trapdoor. Again, the peak of book 1, but
Yeah.
it's not as good as the peak
It's
of
great.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
The peak of book 1, like to me, it's the beginning. I think the first half
Exactly.
is
Yeah.
so
which is what we all said.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
All right, Hunter, should you lead us into what we will almost certainly be the post for the voting and take us through your picks,
Yeah.
and we'll run through.
Absolutely. So my draft picks for the best chapters of the Harry Potter books are Book 5, Chapter 36, The Only One He Ever Feared. Book 3, Chapter 18, Moony, Wormtail, Padfoot, and Prongs. Book 6, Chapter 1, The Other Minister. And my last pick, Book 7, Chapter 34, the forest again.
I just want to note for all listeners that Moony, Wormtail, Padfoot, and Prongs doesn't have the peak of serious
Okay, hold on.
being a
Yeah,
I just wanted to let everyone know.
I don't think we
Cut
should.
that
I don't
out.
think we should. I don't think we should
just
be
wanted to let
having this,
everyone know.
Scott. This
This is exactly what we did
embarrassing for
last
you.
time. Literally, it was
This
just
is
yelling over each
embarrassing
other.
for you on a human level.
Just
I
wanted
don't know
to
how
let
you
all
live
the
with
listeners
yourself.
know. They're going to think like, oh, the Shrieking Shack, that was so amazing. I just want to let them know. It ends when Snape shows up. I just want everyone to know.
People can
You're
do their
welcome.
own research.
I didn't
Barry,
write down
what do
the
you got?
chapter number. Should I say the? Do I need to say the
If you
chapter?
know it, say it. Who cares?
You don't have them
Doesn't
off the
matter.
top?
No. Okay, so my top 4 chapters that I took for this draft in all of Harry Potter. Number 1, The Flaw in the Plan from book 7. It's peak. Number 2, The Mirror of Erised, Harry's first Christmas at Hogwarts. Love it. Number 3, The Quidditch Final from book 3, whenever they finally win the Quidditch championship and Hermione slaps Draco. And then the second task from book 4, because it's funny. And that's my top 4.
It's great.
Way to be. And way to steal a number 1 pick in the second round. So congratulations.
Nice.
Flaw
The
in the
second
plan.
task? Oh.
That's funny. That's funny.
All right. Mine are chapter 1, The Boy Who Lived. Book 1, chapter 1. And then King's Cross, book 7, chapter 35. And Priori Incantatem, Goblet of Fire, chapter 34. And Bagman and Crouch, Goblet of Fire, chapter 7. Remember, that's where you actually see all the international stuff.
Not just
Right
boring
before the
Quidditch.
Quidditch World Cup.
It's true. Weatherby.
Never forget. And as the 4th picker, my picks for best chapters were
Terrible.
my picks
Moving on.
were amazing.
It doesn't matter what your picks are.
Remember when you guys were like, "Don't interrupt"? Like, to be clear, I didn't
Oh,
interrupt.
I don't think
said
you
it
should interrupt
after.
Hunter. I think we should all interrupt you.
To be clear, I didn't interrupt
fair.
Hunter. I commented afterwards to let listeners know what's
To be
up.
clear, I'm not paying attention to what you're saying.
Yeah, that's fine. I started with book 7, chapter 33, The Prince's Tale, the greatest literary reveal in ever. And then I did book 5, chapter 37, The Lost Prophecy, basically answering what we've all been wondering for 5 books. And then went with book 1, chapter 4, The Keeper of the Keys, where Harry finds out he's a wizard, basically what we've all been dreaming of our whole lives. And then finished with book 6, chapter 23, Horcruxes, which really ties together The Prince's Tale, The Lost Prophecy, everything we love about book 6. And I guess we'll just declare me the winner now. So thanks everyone for being here.
I think if we had thousands of people who voted, I feel like I'd have a really good chance at winning, except for the Bagman and Crouch thing.
Yeah, but if you have
Like, I
real
feel
Harry
like it
Potter
would.
fans and like they had to seriously try on this vote, I think you'd be fine.
I just really like the fact that I have The Boy Who Lived. I feel like that works well for like a graphic,
I agree.
Yeah,
All fair.
it's great.
And King's Cross.
Scott, I will say, I think this is your best draft that you've done.
Yeah, the rest of yours were really actually terrible, and this one's actually not bad.
You haven't had a good draft
Joke.
yet, but this one
was a
is
joke.
your
It was
best.
almost. It was almost.
It's still
That's
4th best
ridiculous.
in terms of the 4 of us, but it's your best.
But for
It's like
you,
good for
it's
you,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
My creatures draft was so good that it is ridiculous.
Was not.
That nobody
that there's
voted for
any
it.
slander.
Your
I voted
magical
for it
objects
3
draft?
times. I
Your
voted for it
magical
3
objects draft, miserable.
Magical object draft. I fumbled at the end. I agree. That was disappointing. But my HBO draft was amazing, and I deserve slightly better than
Unmemorable.
last place. Yeah, that's
Nice.
fair. Probably.
Well,
yeah, I was like,
that
what
was
did
fun.
I pick?
That was good stuff.
Hunter, Barry, we want to have you back soon and have another trivia battle. We'll be planning that out. Might need to be post NBA Finals, and hopefully the NBA Finals isn't over by the time you see this next Tuesday. Because if it is, then the Knicks won. So we'll see. We shall see. But
Let's go, Spurs.
go Spurs, go!
Heck yeah.
All right, love you, Half Bloods. Peace.
Mwah.